will be there. It's going to be a major milestone. I mean, these are actual engineers with certifications that have all been checked. All their degrees and qualifications have been verified. I'm one of them. I qualified with my engineering associate degree and, you know, a minor contribution there. But there are hundreds and hundreds of fully qualified PhDs and master's degree holders and so on in the required fields like structural engineering and physics, etc. So, well, here's the continuing story of, you know, kind of impugning the honor of the 9/11 websites, in particular AE 9/11 Truth. They, the Simon Wiesenthal Center, SWC as they initially referred to it, has been firing shots over the 9/11 bow, if you want to call it that. They, let's see, it says the article on this one, you can get these articles on the AE 9/11 Truth website too. You know you're getting somewhere on an issue of paramount public importance when your opponents stop making fun of you and start describing you as a threat to the established order and supporting interference with or the elimination of your First Amendment rights and even accuse you of being a terrorist. To more or less let Richard Gage speak for himself on this one, we're going to play a rebuttal that Richard Gage gave on, well, he was accused of being an anti-Semite because some so-called 9/11 theorists blame the Jews for 9/11. AE 9/11 Truth, of course, is a website that deals only with the scientific evidence, and you know the speculation on how that evidence came to be is somebody else's job. And anyway, Richard Gage tells you about that. So go ahead and roll this next clip. Go ahead and put that back.
My name is Jeremy Rothkushel, and I am a member of We Are Change LA and a 9/11 Truth and Justice activist. Richard Gage has graciously given us a little bit of his time to discuss the recent incidents in Congress with the Simon Wiesenthal Center, where his group was mentioned right next to terrorist groups. And it's disconcerting, to say the least, I imagine. So what we want to do is discuss with Mr. Gage what he's thinking about in terms of a response to Mark Weitzman and the Simon Wiesenthal Center, and then looking at the bigger picture about what his organization is about and where he wants it to be heading this next year. So let me introduce to you Richard Gage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. It's awesome to be with We Are Change. I understand that We Are Change has 26 chapters around the country and the world, and I can't tell you how excited I am to support them. So you have an all-day or part-day presentation at the Subcommittee on Homeland Security hosted by Jane Harman, congressperson, representative. It's entitled Using the Web as a Weapon, the Internet as a Tool for Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism. So we have Mark Weitzman from the Simon Wiesenthal Center for Tolerance in a 5-minute presentation with his PowerPoint showing all of these jihadi websites with militant websites showing how to do violent stuff. And sandwiched in between all of those is Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth, a peaceful little website put together by this handful of 220 architects and engineers, professional credential, and by implication, we are being branded as terrorists. Whether he said we're terrorists or not, there's no other reason for him to have included us on his website, excuse me, on his PowerPoint presentation, we are asking for an apology for having our website on this presentation, and we are clearly asking for a retraction, and that needs to be posted on C-SPAN, on your website prominently, to every member of Congress who was at that presentation and every member who has seen it since. There's absolutely no reason for AE911truth.org to have been in this presentation of yours entitled "Using the Web as a Weapon, the Internet as a Tool for Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism," especially with the subtitle over our website, "Incubator of 9/11 Conspiracies and Disinformation," and particularly at the exact moment when you stated, "Soon, soon, soon, the attack on Manhattan." That is libelous, defamatory, and slanderous, and we demand a retraction. What is it that you find so threatening with AE911truth.org? All we're doing is putting out the facts. And I think once you take a look at it, you'll see point by point by point by point, it all adds up. And if you won't meet with us, I think that's quite telling about your intentions in putting our website sandwiched in between the jihadi websites. Because I'll just ask you the question, what was your intention? It's very, very important that you ask yourself that question. Was it there by mistake? I can't come to believe that that's true. Was it there by some intention of the Rand Corporation, perhaps, who's specializing in counterterrorism, and perhaps directing that counterterrorism at the very architects, engineers, scientists, and academicians who were seeking to bring out the facts about the controlled demolitions of all 3 World Trade Center buildings, because that information can't get into the public hands? And is this the first step that you're taking to shut it down? And is it legal? Is it constitutional? Is it American to shut down those who ask questions and demand answers and demand justice, which is all the 9/11 Truth movement is seeking to do, and all architects and engineers are seeking to do? What is being attempted here is to tie science-based organizations such as AE911truth.org to terrorist sites and 9/11 conspiracies and disinformation. Now, all we're showing is the science. There's no doctored videos here. There's no disinformation. Everything we show is backed up and referenced. And had Mark Weitzman looked at our site before he put it up there, he certainly would have seen that that is the case. And he probably would be joining us today if he looked at it, because most all people who really take the time to look at the factual evidence do sign on to the website and say, "Oh, we got serious problems. Maybe we should have an investigation here." The videos and the photos and the audio witnesses tell the entire story. There's nothing left for doubt once you take a look through the evidence. The problem is getting people to look at the evidence.
What role does an institution such as Simon Wiesenthal Center, what responsibility do they have in terms of fostering dialogue rather than using groupthink and doublethink types of strategies to shut it down and to get people to stop looking at the analysis?
I'll certainly suggest that the Wiesenthal Center for Tolerance has a museum of tolerance, and we would expect nothing less from the center. Tolerance toward science, tolerance toward rational questioning. Tolerance is exceptionally important in America today, and that's why we're asking to meet with you. We want to sit down at the same table and find out what is so threatening about architects and engineers who are asking real questions. and we ask you to support us. We join together.